Welcome, grandparents and grandfriends. I am Brendan O'Shea, head of school at St. Mary's. One of the best additions we've had at St. Mary's this past year is Chaplain Maggie Stoddard. And I hope you enjoyed her chapel service this morning, dedicated to the relationships between our students and their grandparents and grandfriends. In previous years, we've been honored to welcome you here to our beautiful campus in the heart of downtown Raleigh. Unfortunately, circumstances prevent us from doing that this year. We've put together a program that we think you will enjoy. Today, you'll get a glimpse into the daily life of your granddaughter here at St. Mary's School. Students will share their stories about their experiences on campus, their favorite St. Mary's traditions, and perhaps you'll even get a chance to sit in on a virtual class, later today. We hope you enjoy all that we've put together for you on this special day. I'd like to take a moment to highlight and thank our St. Mary's grandparent co-chairs, Vicki Mackenzie Arms, class of 1962, a college alumna, and Mary Jane Jenkins. Mrs. Jenkins and Mrs. Arms became co-chairs in 2019 when they were invited to serve in this important volunteer position. Part of their role is to welcome grandparents and grandfriends like you to the St. Mary's community. They write quarterly e-newsletters to you and also personal thank yous to those who have contributed to our annual fund. Vicki and Mary Jane have done an outstanding job this year as co-chairs for the Grandparent Annual Fund, and we are truly grateful for their assistance. They serve as wonderful ambassadors for St. Mary's School to our grandparents and grandfriends. Tuition revenue, coupled with spin-off from our endowment, are not enough to cover the actual costs of operating St. Mary's School. In fact, we fall about $1.5 million short each year. How do we bridge that gap? The annual fund. Through the generosity of parents, grandparents, alumni, and friends, we are able to provide an outstanding educational experience for your granddaughter. So I'd like to take this opportunity to personally thank all grandparents and grandfriends who have already generously given to this year's annual fund. For those who have not yet given, I encourage you to do so. Please know that gifts can be made in honor of your granddaughter. I couldn't think of a better way to honor your granddaughter than with a gift to the St. Mary's Annual Fund. Thanks to all in attendance today for your flexibility as we have pivoted from an in-person to a virtual event. Now I'd like to introduce Carol Killebrew, Assistant Head of School and incoming Interim Head of School, who has a few words as well.
Good morning. I'm Carol Killebrew, Assistant Head of School at St. Mary's. I chose this spot today to talk to you because it's just beautiful and it's a place where we do so much here. This is the quad, which is in the middle of our campus. Behind me, you will see under the tent, we are getting ready for a senior breakfast to honor the class of 2021. And over my other shoulder, you might see a stage that's been set up for our chorale and orchestras to do their spring performance. We're having a morning dress rehearsal, so we may see girls walking behind dressed, ready to perform. This is a great place that we've been able to use throughout the entire year, not only for classrooms, but also for learning spaces, performances, athletics, and just a chance to gather. We have been so lucky to have this beautiful campus in this time of COVID. The pandemic has limited us on some of the things we have done, but it has not eliminated the soul of St. Mary's, and that is to educate our girls and have them have an opportunity to be prepared for college and for career afterwards. I joined the St. Mary's community last July as the Assistant Head of School, and I will be the Interim Head of School starting this July. I am so excited to be part of this community. I am a true believer in the education of girls, the opportunity a school like this affords, and just the future that's going to be bright for these young granddaughters of yours. So, enough from me. You've seen a little bit. Now it's time to do a deep dive and see what makes St. Mary's School so very special. Thank you for being with us today.
Welcome to the St. Mary's virtual tour. My name is Matilda McCard, and I'm a senior boarder for Richmond, Virginia. I'm so excited to walk you through our beautiful campus and share with you my favorite parts of SMS. To give you a little bit of history, St. Mary's was founded in 1842 and is the fourth oldest girls' school in the country. We are a full boarding and day school for girls in grades 9 through 12, and we are about half boarding and half day. I remember going through the school search process 4 years ago. Once I visited campus, I could totally see myself here. While you're not visiting in person, I hope this tour gives you a sense of the places and spaces that make up our beautiful campus. I'm excited to show you around. Welcome to Smeads, the oldest building on St. Mary's campus. Smeads was originally a dormitory and student life building, with the center portion built in the 1840s and the wings added in about 1905. The school was founded in 1842 by the Reverend Albert Smeads, an Episcopal priest. We are the oldest continuously operated school in Raleigh. Many of the buildings, including Smeads, are Raleigh historic sites. On either side of Smeads, East and West Rock sit and house the Development and Technology offices. The Rocks were the original buildings on campus and were built out of leftover rock from the reconstruction of the North Carolina Capitol building after the original Capitol building burned in the 1830s. This is the large parlor. The large parlor hosts a variety of events from the Smeads Parlor Concert Series to outside musicians to student recitals for applied music lessons. The large parlor is where I had my first experience performing in a student recital. Since then, my confidence has grown so much from freshman year, and I can now confidently perform in the large parlor without any nerves. The Smeads Emery Parlor also hosts some amazing weekend activities, from college a cappella groups to dances like Fall Ball, where seniors bring back the best of 80s prom fashions. Just across the hall from the large parlor is the Williams Small Parlor. This is a popular gathering place for students, as well as a location for more formal events that occur, like receptions from parlor concerts, student recitals, and admissions meetings. This is one of my favorite study spots on campus, especially in the wintertime with the fire going. Let's head down to Lower Smeads. With lounge space, offices, a game room, and more, this is certainly a busy place during the day and on the weekends. Down this hallway is the College Counseling Wing. St. Mary's has 2 full-time and 1 part-time college counselors. Students get to know the college counselors beginning in 9th grade through our seminar program. By the time we're seniors, we spend each seminar period during the entire first semester with them, working on college applications, scholarship applications, and pretty much anything and everything related to the college search process. The college counselors also arrange for approximately 100 college admission reps to visit campus each fall. This allows students to learn about a wide variety of colleges and universities. As a senior, I know I will be spending a lot of time down there this fall, but I'm actually excited about the process. This is the ATP desk where students sign out with an adult when leaving campus. Depending on your grade, you can leave campus, with a buddy, once or twice during the week. On the weekends, this is where you will sign out anytime you go off campus, whether it's a walk to Starbucks with friends, doing a little shopping in Cameron Village, or participating in one of the many weekend activities planned by the school. I love going to school in Raleigh where there is so much to do, and getting there takes no time at all. Everything is nearby: shops, restaurants, museums, sporting events, and so much more. Now we're in the cafe area of the Long Student Center here in Lower Smeads. This is a casual place where students can hang out and study with friends, where clubs often meet, and where you can grab a snack at Eldred's Corner. One of my favorite things we do here is study breaks during exams. It might be pancakes made by our dorm faculty, or make your own ice cream sundae bar. I really like the relaxed feel of Lower Smeads. Both the day and boarding students hang out here when they have free time, or when they might be looking for something to do. This is Chan Pointer, home of our dining hall, which serves 3 delicious meals a day. It's not uncommon to see day students here for breakfast or even dinner, especially if they are planning to stay for study hall in the evening. Because of our size, the entire school community can eat at one time. It's nice to be able to see friends that I may not see at other times during the day. It also allows us to eat lunch together as an advisory group once a week. Dinner for boarding students is usually served buffet style. Once a week, the residential community comes together for a seated dinner where students sit with faculty members and their families. There is always a good variety of food choices. We often have a hot bar, salad bar, and a deli bar at lunch and dinner. Favorite meals of mine are the pasta bar and chicken sandwich day. Of course, everyone loves when we have ice cream bar too. Here, we find different ways to celebrate all our students, from monthly birthday cakes to annual Halloween and Christmas festivities to celebrating the Lunar New Year. You might be surprised how we can even transform this space to accommodate a live band and a packed dance floor for winter formal and spring swing. Welcome to the Keenan Library. Here you will also find classroom space, individual study rooms, our 3D printer hub, and even a student art gallery. No matter what time of day or evening, you can find small groups of students studying together, teachers working individually with students, or girls curled up in a comfy chair. Welcome to the Bacon Gym and Athletic Center. This is the hub of athletics at St. Mary's. Here you will find spaces for volleyball, basketball, dance, workout facilities, and even an indoor pool for swimming. St. Mary's offers 11 sports with 18 teams consisting of JV and varsity options for volleyball, tennis, field hockey, cross country, golf, basketball, swimming, soccer, track and field, softball, and lacrosse. There is always one sport each season that is a non-cut team. All 9th through 11th graders are required to participate in an afternoon activity each season. The pool is where our championship swim team trains. Our swim team has placed second in the state for the last 3 years. In recent years, we've had some graduating seniors recruited to swim at colleges and universities across the country, including some Division I schools. And our swimmers aren't the only ones. Our dance program offers several courses from beginning to advanced levels. We offer a full range of both ballet and modern dance classes. Other types of dance, such as jazz and hip-hop, are incorporated into the school schedule as well. Orchestis is our in-house dance performance company that traditionally stages 2 productions a year.
My name is Tommy Wilder. I am a junior boarder from Raleigh, North Carolina. I hope you enjoyed your virtual campus tour. Now take a step into the classroom to learn more about our chapel.
Welcome. My name is Anne-Marie Davis, and I'm so happy to welcome you to St. Mary's School. Today, you'll be experiencing a lesson from 3 different lenses: a historical lens, a mathematical lens, and a scientific lens. Our teachers will take you through an exploration of our chapel windows through these perspectives so that you can have a sense of place and community before you even step foot into the chapel. We hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Melissa Ramel, and I teach in the Humanities and Social Sciences department here at St. Mary's School, and I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to give you a glimpse inside of our history classes. My colleagues and I have a shared theme of stained glass windows that we are going to talk about from our different mathematical, scientific, and historical perspectives. And I could not think of a better example for me to use than the stained glass windows in our very own chapel here at St. Mary's. And our chapel has been an integral part of the St. Mary's experience going way back to the first day of school on May 12, 1842. And at that point, chapel was held in the large parlor of Smeads Hall. But in 1858, our current chapel began construction. And over the next several decades, different renovations and refurbishments were made. And in 1904, at the Founders Day Chapel, our chapel was officially dedicated. And in our chapel, we have 22 different stained glass windows, many of which were given in memory of alumni, faculty, and staff who made significant contributions to St. Mary's School. And I would love to give you the backstory of some of these windows. The first that I'll start with is the Mary Johnston Iredell window, which was given in loving memory of Mary Johnston Iredell, who entered St. Mary's as a student in 1847, and she remained a student for the next 8 years. Upon graduation, she married Mr. Campbell Iredell, and together in Raleigh, they began their family. Once the Civil War broke out, her husband served as a captain in the Confederacy, and he actually perished at the Battle of Gettysburg in 1863. What adds to this tragedy is just several months before, the couple had lost their 1-year-old son, and knowing that Mary Johnston Iredell was in a despair of grief, Dr. Albert Smeads, the founder of St. Mary's School, reached out to her and offered her the opportunity to come work and live at St. Mary's School and essentially rebuild her life. And that's exactly what she did for the next couple of decades. And by the end of her tenure, she was made the first president of the St. Mary's Alumni Association, and she was also given the title of Lifetime Honorary President.
Hello, my name is Ken Beasley. I'm a math instructor here at St. Mary's. My goal today is to give you an overview of our math curriculum, and the way we're going to do that is by looking at an example so that you can see how a particular example can be described differently from course to course. So with that in mind, let's get started. So we're going to begin by looking at this beautiful stained glass window. It is from our chapel that we have here on campus. What we're going to do with this is we're going to try to approximate the area just using geometric principles, right? So we're looking at basic shapes like rectangles, circles, triangles, and things like that. To do that, though, because mathematics is the language of numbers, we're going to have to know certain properties of the window in order to achieve this. To begin this process, we want to look at it and see if we can see any regular geometric shapes in it. For example, a rectangle. You probably noticed that this lower portion right here seems to be pretty rectangular. So we could get an idea of this portion of the area by approximating it with a rectangle. To do that, though, we would need to know the length and the width. And then once we have that, we can then use a formula that describes the area of a rectangle, which in this case is length times width, with these given values to then calculate the area of this piece here. Now, this isn't the full story because we still have to approximate the top. Now, the top region right here appears to be approximately circular. So then that would lead us to want to approximate its area with a circle. In this case, though, because these two are tied together via the window, we need to see how the radius of this circle relates to the width of the base of the window. Here, in this case, the radius is going to be half that length, which in our particular case is going to be that. From there, we can talk about the circle's area because it's defined just in terms of the radius, where here we're approximating the number pi with just 3.14. If we apply this with the formula and do the calculation, we get that the area of the circle is approximately this. Now, there is an issue here because if you notice, the blue and this region right here are overlapping. So in this case, we would have to address this overlap by subtracting this area. We can do that by using the fact that we're only talking about half of the circle right here. And if we half this number right here, we will get this. So putting all of this together, we see that the total area of the region that we're trying to describe is going to be the area of the rectangle plus the circle's area minus the area that's overlapping. If we plug in all the values that we have already calculated and simplify that, we see that our approximation to the area of the window is about 0.383 square meters.
Hey there, my name is Anne-Marie Davis and I'll be teaching the science portion of this lesson. So let's go ahead and get started. We will be discussing the science of light and color, and to do that, we will be asking some questions, making observations, and of course, putting some things to the test. And so to do that, I recommend that you get a bottle or glass of water, and a clear glass is probably best. And then we'll just use the flashlight from your cell phone. So let's start with just observations. Let's observe the chapel windows. So we have the Crookshank windows and we have western light coming in from the sun through the Crookshank windows, and you can see the beautiful colors. And let's just compare that to what we see from this glass jar. And so you'll see, right, there are some differences. And the biggest difference is that this glass does not have a color associated with it, as is different from the stained glass window. So when we actually are studying light, we're going to study how it behaves so that we can understand why it is doing certain things. Like, why is this glass clear versus the glass of the stained glass window? Why does it have a color associated with it? And our answer will go beyond, well, it has some kind of dye or pigment associated with it. So let's continue to explore and test. And so we know that this Crookshank window has light from the sun coming in through it. And let's go ahead and pass light through our glass, our clear glass. And so what you'll do is you'll set it on your surface. If you have a white surface, it's probably going to work out best. But what you'll see is this white light, that's what we call light that has no color associated with it, passing through a material, a medium, will actually produce a phenomenon of refraction. So light that is passing through a material, whether it's a clear glass or a stained glass window, the light that is coming from the sun or a flashlight, it's actually bending. It is refracting. And what we discover whenever we pass light through a clear surface, such as water or our glass, is that light is refracted to reveal the visible parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, the visible parts of light. And what is revealed is that we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet that are revealed from white light, whether it's from our flashlight or from the sun. So essentially, we're talking about rainbows. We will come back to that. Let's talk about this term that I used, electromagnetic. Electromagnetic is a description of a light wave. Light waves are waves of energy, and they are in the category of electromagnetic waves. So that's a different type of wave than a sound wave, and a different kind of wave than maybe you're picturing if you're thinking of waves in the ocean. Light waves have special properties because of their very unique and special composition. And so what we're seeing here on this slide is first the background. So we see these pink hues. This is an electromagnetic wave from the sun coming in through our chapel window. And then that electromagnetic wave continues until it hits the wall. And this is actually my favorite part of chapel, is seeing the light that is coming through the stained glass window.
I hope you enjoyed your time inside the classroom. Now here's a chance to learn about what we do outside of class.
My favorite event at St. Mary's that I really miss from last year was the advisory Christmas luncheon. And I know it's not like lighting of the grove or spring semi-formal, but it was just like, I remember it being very fun because I really enjoy being with my advisory, which is a group of about 7 students and an advisor. And we got to sing karaoke and dress up in Christmas sweaters, and there was a lot of good food. And I enjoyed advisory lunches, so that was really fun for me, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing that again.
One of my very favorite St. Mary's traditions is lighting of the grove, which I know is probably a popular answer, but the sense of community at Lighting in the Grove is just something that you experience very few places. It's all sorts of grades, all sorts of people, all gathered here in the St. Mary's Grove, and we sing together, and the Christmas tree goes up, and it's beautiful, and it's so fun, and the singing is amazing, and Miss Moran helps lead that all, which is great. It's just such a one-of-a-kind experience. Some advice that I'd give to an incoming freshman is that this is a very cliche piece of advice, but people aren't going to remember what you said or what you wore or what grades you got 20 years from now, but they're going to remember how you made them feel. And so making an effort to really be kind and inclusive and nice to everybody that comes through and really just making them feel good about themselves is such an important part of St. Mary's, and it's really something that helps make the school so amazing, that everybody really does put their best foot forward in that regard.
I'm a sophomore boarder, and I remember from the word go from freshman year I got here, and me and my teammates were already like best friends. Like everybody was so welcoming, especially like being international and like moving to a new country, moving to a new school. I was like really nervous, but like still excited to make friends. So when I got here, everybody was like really welcoming, very friendly. So like from the word go, like I was already best friends with like my roommate, my whole floor. Like we were all like basically like we've been together since like we're younger. Like we're a family from like the word start, from the word go. So I really enjoy boarding, and I think it's a big part of what makes St. Mary's significant for me, I guess, because not only are we with our friends like a lot, and like does it help us like, I guess, make our friendships like better or whatever, like bigger, like more friends and everything. It's just like a lot of fun, from like dorm activities to dorm wars and all the other different like dorm activities and stuff. So I really enjoy boarding, and yeah, I would definitely recommend boarding for any day students.
So I'm a boarder from Raleigh. I've been boarding since freshman year, and being a boarder, I live with my best friends, I live with my teachers, I live with a lot of different people. It taught me how to be independent and care for myself sometimes, like doing my own laundry, and just discipline, because I need to know when to clean my room, when to go to bed, when to wake up. So being a boarder, it just taught me a lot about the real world and being on my own.
So within St. Mary's, then I've had the opportunity to get to participate in so many different leadership positions, and there's just such a wide variety of opportunities open. They really let you dabble in everything. So I've gotten to be a member of vestry, I've gotten to be a technology prefect, I've gotten to participate in student and development ambassadors, which has been a blast. And then I've been really involved in the theater department and the chorale program here. And that has really been great in terms of building a community and just making friends throughout different grades, boarding, day students. It's been really fun.
So last year I was involved in beginner level dance at St. Mary's, and Miss Yunt was my teacher. And we had a class of about 9 people. And I remember the first day we did this modern combo, and I instantly fell in love with dance at St. Mary's. I was doing well and making progress, and then Miss Yunt asked me if I wanted to join Orchesis, and I was like, absolutely. Like I jumped at the chance, because I remember seeing the fall concert of 2019, and I absolutely loved it. Like I was just like, oh my goodness, like I have to like start working harder so I can join. Miss Pearson is really awesome about like giving the dancers a lot of freedom with choreographing like whatever's comfortable with them. And then we also did partnering before the pandemic, and that was really fun. And like she taught us how to she taught us lifts, which were really impressive, which we definitely miss now. We miss a lot of the partnering, but it's still really fun.
Since freshman year, I've been involved in sports. I've played volleyball, run track, and this year I started playing golf. I'm also a development ambassador, so I work with alumni, raising money. I also am a student ambassador, so I give tours and talk to prospective families. I am a boarding prefect, so I mentor boarders and help them through the transition of moving into school and just living on campus. I was recently elected as executive SGA president, so I'll start that next school year. St. Mary's has impacted my journey as a student and as a person by giving me courage and teaching me how to step outside of the box, and just teaching me how to be a nice human being, smiling at people I don't know, holding the door for someone, and just being a nice friend.
I feel like St. Mary's has helped me gain a lot of confidence in school and leadership positions. I think that being part of SGA has taught me important leadership values like integrity and respect for others. And I also think that the classes are challenging, and they push me to complete challenging assignments and to earn a better grade, even if it is more difficult.
St. Mary's has impacted my journey as a student in more ways than I can count. It has been so great helping me find the correct balance of rigor in my courses as well as flexibility and letting me pursue my extracurricular activities and my passions outside of school. And the teachers have just been so helpful every step of the way, whether it's staying for tutorial or giving me that extra help in class. They've been great. As a person, then kind of the same deal where they help me balance my time management as well as helping me pursue my outside of school activities. And that's been great, getting to do some extra projects with things like acting and that sort of thing outside of school.
St. Mary's has impacted my journey as a student and as a person because ever since I've been here since freshman year, I've definitely grown in my confidence and my ability to like reach out more and just go for everything that's offered here at St. Mary's and all the opportunities to take advantage of everything as well. I've always been interested in like medical field and pursuing medicine. So I took bio this year, biology with Ms. Floyd, and taking bio has just like been like an eye opener, I guess. So just getting to like learn the broad aspect of like medicine, like sciences in general, has like helped me like get the bigger picture of like what science is about as well. Now I understand like what science and like being a doctor would like involve, because it's not just like about the body, it's more about the sciences like in general as well.
I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Thank you for coming, and I hope you loved learning about your granddaughter's experience.
Happy Grandparents' Day! Happy Grandparents'